What is going on, guys? I'm here again. I'm just trying to get my camera to come on, actually. Give me a few seconds. HP's true thing, that's fine. Okay. Apparently, that has decided to give up hope and never work again. So let me just quickly, while you are guys on the live stream, as you can see, my board is ready to go. I'm just going to quickly add in a video capture device. And then hopefully it should appear on the camera. There I am. There's me. So guys, once again tonight we are going to have another crack at the Borg. Tonight we're going to do it properly because I have been and got my Star Trek First Contact sheet, which gives me all the rules and everything else I need. And obviously the bits and bobs. I was almost right with my 3 objectives last night. I will get to those in a minute. But basically there it is. So I'll read those out shortly. So with what I had last night, I had the battle objective cards, which as you remember look like that. Make sure it's up the right way. So basically this one would state that ships can only attack the cube from range 1 to 2. Must cause 10 damage between the ships, and if not, then ships that are not within range 1 to 2 of the cube are dealt 1 normal damage. So that's what that says. So you remember them from last night. What I will do is I'll take that one now and just pop it into the middle of the pack because there are 15 of those. And we also have the attack cards. These are the things I'm waiting to be uploaded onto the TTS, but I've asked so many times and they just never seem to get uploaded. Basically, this one says, basically this would have been a good one too. Cube 384 does not attack. Instead, deal 2 normal damage to all ships, then remove this card from the game. Which is there. So what I'll be doing is put that one in the middle of there. I have 15 of those. I have 15 of the battle objectives in front of me, and what I will do is I'll read them out as I go along and take it from there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make my camera a little bit bigger so you can see all the bags under my eyes and everything now. And then I'm going to go through the sheet with you. As you can see, I've got a film on in the background. What am I watching? Indiana Jones. First one. So basically the idea is you're supposed to build a fleet. Oh, I've gone wrong already. According to this, you're supposed to build a fleet to 120 SP. I've built mine to 130. But actually I think I'm over by a couple of points. Not that's going to matter. It's only me. Place cube 384 directly in the center of play. Players set up around the perimeter edge, so you can use any of the 4 edges around the outside, which is fine. Shuffle the battle objective deck and the attack deck, which I've done. And then place them face down next to the play area, which is pretty much on the front of my laptop, which I've done. Cube 384 starts with 30 shields and 30 hull for each player, which we knew about anyway. Mark the total number on the shield tracker, which I have done over there, as you can see on the screen. Special rules. So, 384 makes a number of attacks each turn equal to the number of players. So it'll attack, each card will say which ship to attack if it's going to attack a specific ship, etc., etc. Excuse me. But it only ever attacks one ship, unless it states otherwise. Cube 384 attacks using the effect of the Borg attack card in play, which we'll read out as we go along per turn. Cube 384 attacks the ships closest to it. 384 cannot target the same ship with more than one attack each turn. So if it states that it can attack twice, it can't attack the same ship twice. It has to be two different ships. 384's attacks can be cancelled, but any effects that cancels its attack only cancels the attack for the ship that is activated using the cancelling effect. So if I have, say, Toraziel, and it targets a different ship, then I couldn't use Toraziel to stop the attack on that ship, because obviously it's not on the ship. That's pretty self-explanatory. Any ship that cancels an attack from Cube 384 automatically deals 2 damage. So, shields and hull. It cannot have its shields affected or bypassed by any game effect. So if you've got cards out there that state that they can shoot directly to the hull, don't work like that. 384 is not dealt critical damage normally. Instead, it is dealt 2 normal damage. We did that anyway. Cube 384 is not dealt damage cards. Instead, its shields and hull attract on the shield and hull trackers, which we know. And it repairs 1 damage per player to either its shields or hull at the beginning of every turn. So that was the bit I forgot. Not that it would have mattered, because I think it was like turn 6 and that last hit I was like 6 over on the hits, so it won't matter. Cube 384 cannot be moved or placed by any game effect, which we know. Cube 384 has a captain skill of 5, which we know. Cube 384 cannot be equipped with any captains, admirals, upgrades, or resources, which we now know. Cannot have auxiliary power tokens. Okay, now we know. All ships except the cube or sphere are considered to be part of a single fleet. We know that. So if like there's 2 of you playing together, your 2 fleets together become 1. The words ship and ships on this sheet, the Borg attack cards and battle objective cards, refers to all ships and squadrons except for Cube 384 and Sphere 396. Sorry, 936. Note, any effect listed on a battle objective card or Borg attack card supersedes any special rules. So you've got the cards are like presidents. So, at the beginning of each turn, before the planning phase, resolve the below steps. So, overturn 1 card of each, which we know. And yep, the same as that one. So, the attack cards, we know that. Activate a strategic advantage effect if desired. I don't even know what that is. Oh, there's a section there. I'll get to that in a minute. Repair the damage, then resolve the rest of the turn as normal. So, each turn a battle objective card will be in play. What objective is in play? The effect listed on the card is active, so that's what you've got to do. Players must complete the objective listed on the card by the end of the turn. If they do, they claim the card. If they don't, resolve the repercussions, which is what we did last night anyway. If there are no more battle objectives cards in a deck, shuffle together all the battle objectives that have been removed from the game to create a new battle deck, which is fair enough. At the beginning of each turn, same with the Borg attack cards, but you don't take those. Then overturn the... What's that? Okay. Whatever. Then overturn top card. Okay, we know that one. That's fine. So, once per turn, at the beginning of the turn, after the battle objective card and attack card has been revealed, the players can activate one of the below effects by removing the appropriate amount of cards from the game. So if you remember last night, I said 1 card would repair 1 damage or 1 shield to my ships. It was wrong. So 1 card, Cube 384, cannot repair damage to its hull or shields. 2 cards. Whereas last night I said 2 cards was it cannot attack that turn. I was wrong. 2 cards is, in fact, takes the 10 damage, and 3 cards is the attack can't go through. So I was close, I just had those two the wrong way around. When all of the cube 384 shields are destroyed, so it's when the shields are destroyed, not when you're down to 10 hull, my mistake. The players place sphere 936 touching the base edge of a cube, so that it is perpendicular to the edge of the play area and is facing away from cube 384. Sphere 936 is treated as a normal ship with the additional rules. Has captain skill of 5 and can only be attacked once per turn and moves using the straight 1 maneuver. So only 1 ship can attack it per turn, not 2, which is what I did wrong last night, I think. It does attack. It always attacks the ship closest to it. And when it deploys, it immediately makes an attack as well. So if Sphere 936 leaves the player through any edge, it has gone through a temporal vortex and changed the course of history, and you lose the game. If the players destroy the sphere before it leaves the play area, the crew of the player's ships gain a morale boost, which increases the primary weapon value of all ships by +1 for the rest of the game. However, the Borg are now more determined than ever to assimilate your fleet after seeing the sphere get destroyed. So instead of the cube repairing 1 damage per player to either its hull or shields, it starts doubling it. So it repairs 2 instead of 1 per turn. So basically I was close, but not quite right. Excuse me, guys, I'm starving. I've been out all day, I haven't had nothing to eat yet. So there we go. I'm going to make me a little bit smaller again, now that I've read those. And we've got the attack cards and stuff in front of me now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into the game, so I'm not looking at myself on OBS. And I'm going to try and get rid of this box that's appeared over the middle of my screen. I don't care what Michael Arteta is doing to avoid Arsenal's goalkeeper issues. There we go. So we can see we've got the hull and shields there. There's the sphere ready to go. There's the cube in the center locked in, good to go. And here are my ships. My ships are not on the board yet, so let's have a run through of what I'm going to be using. So first things first. Let me just turn that screen just a little bit straighter. There we go. I'll just play my OCD up. So what we've got here is the Sovereign, Federation prototype, Jean-Luc, who gives the battle stations to everyone at range 1 to 2, Hayes, reinforced shielding. I'm not going to say my usual line, but dorsal phaser array, and of course Esri Dax, because you need Picard every turn. So it'll work like this. The Sovereign, with its own abilities. So basically what happens is, because I've got an Admiral, my Admiral performs as a free action. So every turn, he's going to give all friendly ships at range 1 an extra dice. Actually, sorry, an extra 2 dice against Borg ships, which is lovely. That won't count for dorsal phasers, obviously, because it's only a primary, not the secondary attacks. I don't have an ambassador, so that's fine. But obviously, the Federation prototype will give the Sovereign an extra dice every turn as well. Not to mention, don't forget the reroll on the prototype as well. So you can reroll 1 blank or battle station with that. That's pretty self-explanatory. Ship number 2, the Masashi. So I've gone with a double Sovereign build. Obviously, Commander is going to give a battle station and an evade every turn. That battle station will not conflict with Jean-Luc Picard's, because he places a battle station, so does he. So his action will allow his action to continue giving him 2 battle stations per turn. Operations Officer, so if I don't take the evade token and get used during the turn, then the evade token will go towards operations officer to get me shields back. Please give me 2 seconds. Thor, leave the bottle alone. Play with the ball. Dorsal phases once again, because obviously we're going to need that attack from all angles should I need it. And I've gone with Denatra on this build. So she's cost me an extra point because she's 4. But I had to pay 5 for her because obviously the penalty cost as well. But she's great. Because as long as the Sovereign and Masashi stay within range 1 of each other. Check this out. Haze gives you +2. So that becomes 7. Denatra gives you an extra 1 for 8. Normally, the Masashi would give you an extra 1 to make it 9, but obviously the rule of 3 states you can only have 3 dice, so it would be Haze, Denatra, or the ship, even. If it wasn't a Borg, then obviously I'd use all 3 then. But I do gain 1 additional hit because it's a Sovereign ship that would be firing. And then because the defending ship is a Borg, that friendly ship may also convert 1 blank or battle station into a critical hit. So that's an extra 2 hits. So that is working in unison with this. Haze will give this one the extra 2 as well. Obviously, Masashi's ability and Denatra's ability won't work for their own ship. So Haze will give it 2 to make that 7, whereas the Sovereign's rolling an 8. And then finally, ladies and gentlemen, you knew it was coming. It had to be the defensive build. I had to roll the Sutherland out just to get it, sorted. So, the Sovereign. It's only 4 and 4. Ransom. If every move's a green move, Valeris will give me a free evade action, which leaves other actions open. Picard is going to give a battle station, so I'll probably be target locking a lot. Dorsal phasers. Shelby for the reroll. Riker for the +1. So I'm in fact rolling 4 defense dice. And I'll get a lot of cancels as well. How for, you probably are asking, for those that don't actually know how it works. Well, Riker will give me +1 defense dice. And because Valeris will give me the evade, Ransom then will use his ability to get an extra 2 defense dice as well. And obviously I've got my shields on there as well. Because you just always need shields. But with that said and done, guys, I am just going to place my ships onto the field now. I am good to go. Straight in. I'm not going to mess around tonight. I'm just going to dive straight in with it. So, I'm going to set those as that. Now, normally, because the sphere and the cube have Captain Skills 5, it would normally be Sutherland, then them, and then the other 2. But seeing as that doesn't move, I'll just move all 3 together and action together because they don't actually get an action, the Borg cube. But my dials are set, so what I do now is I will go to my packs. I will grab 2 cards and I'll read them out. So the Cube 384 has a primary weapon value of 8. So ships dealt damage by the cube cannot choose a straight maneuver during the planning phase next turn. So whichever ship the cube attacks has to make sure it doesn't do a straight maneuver. Nice and easy. And the objective is ships with a base cost of 30 or less must disable their shields. Ships must be within range 1 to 2 of the cube at the end of the turn. And the repercussion is ships must select a maneuver with a speed greater than 2 during the planning phase next turn if able. So, as long as all my ships are within range 1 to 2 of the cube, by the end of the turn, we'll be fine. So here we go. He says with a mouthful of noodles. So first things first, I'm going to move that one to there. It is a white manoeuvre, so it's not classed as a Valeris special. So I will naturally give the Sutherland an evade for this turn. I will move the next two together, like that. And then sort their actions as follows. So it'll be Denatra first. Denatra on the Masashi will take a battle station and an evade. Thanks to Commander. Not much else that I can do there for a second, but what I will do is activate Jean-Luc Picard's ability now for the Sovereign, giving everybody at range 1 to 2 a battle station. He won't take a time token thanks to Ezri. He still takes 1, but I won't bother putting it on because it comes off at the end phase of the turn. I can't be asked to just sit here every turn putting it on and taking it off. So I will just do that for the second. What I'm going to do next is obviously the cube will fire first, because that's how I like to play it. I like to play that the cube gets to fire first and then I will retaliate. Because to be honest, it is a Captain Skull 5, so theoretically the Sovereigns would fire first and then it would fire. Right, so what we'll do now is we'll get the dice. So Haze is obviously a free every turn. Let me just 5, 6, 7, 8. What are you doing, Phil? So that's 8 dice there, all ready to go. Don't think the Masashi will get it. No, it won't. So it's only going to be those 2. So I'm going to roll 8 dice with Enterprise, the Sovereign first. So let's give it a big roll. And what we got? So that's a blank. That's a blank. I'll convert those 2 with the battle station. And that one. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 7 damage to the shields, which goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm just going to quickly look at the Masashi. So I can convert 1 blank to a critical, and it takes 1 extra hit as well. So, excuse me a second while my thing is frozen. So I'll add 1 hit, and then that one will become a critical. So that's another 3 on top as well. Brilliant. Let me just check on the ranges a second. So he's well into range 2. As long as the Sutherland's at range 2, which it is, that's fine. Obviously for the card's ability. Next up will be the Masashi. Doesn't have the pleasure of the that 8th dice, and doesn't also have the pleasure of the extra hit. But it'll still do some nasty damage, I believe. That's a blank. That's a blank. Convert those with the battle station for 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 damage to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go draw a line. So we've got 7.1. We're also 7.2. Okay. So it's going to have to attack the Masashi with 8 dice. Masashi is at range 2, so we'll get the extra. Sorry, won't get the extra. So that's a nothing. That's a nothing. Those 3 there are a nothing. So it's 1, 2, 3 on the Masashi. And then I will roll 1 defense dice. It's nothing. So I'll spend the one on the ship to 1 and take 2 damage. There we go. 2 damage to the Masashi. And then finally, it will be the little guy just there with 4 dice. I'll roll the top 4 like that. Ignore that one. So that's 1 crit, 1 hit. I'll convert that one for another hit. So it's 1, 2. That's another 4. 1, 2, 3, and puts that there. Ooh, this could be short-lived. I think I've actually built something that's good and could cause a lot of damage and a lot of issues. Oh. All ships are within range 2. So that card becomes mine. And that card becomes obsolete, turned over and placed to one side. And then my dials get reset. Now what I do, before I do the dials, I'll flip. Oh, I won't flip, but I'll read 2 new cards. So, this turn, 384 has a primary weapon value of 4 and attacks all the ships further than range 3. Well, that's good because I'm within range 3, so it's not going to attack none. Place 1 auxiliary power token next to each ship for each damage they sustained. Well, on a bonus, that means he's not attacking me because all my ships are within range 2. So it won't matter too much. And the objective, each time a ship performs an action, it is dealt 1 normal damage. Ships that have the target lock action listed on their action bar must perform the target lock action. Ships that fail to perform the target lock action, that have a target lock on their thing, need to take a target lock. So that's fine. That's all fine. It will... Excuse me. I was stuck in my teeth. It will cause me a slight issue, but nothing major. Because instead of having a battle station this turn now, I'm going to have a target lock every ship. So I'm not too panicked about it. So let me move all these off a second. The only ship that will keep it is going to be that one with his evade, because if Valaris is about to give him a free evade, let's move those ships. So we go, doot. Oh, look, it's a green maneuver. Thanks, Valaris. I'll take the evade. And then I'll place a target lock onto the cube. As usual, I'll move these 2 in unison. Like that. Both ships will target lock. Because they have to. Let's put that over there. Pop that on there as well. Luckily for the cube, the Sovereign is now pointed the other direction, so he's not going to get 8 dice at it this turn. I'll still take Hayes as an action because he'll still give Denatra the extra 2. And then it's time to fire. So the cube's not going to shoot this turn because he can't. All 3 of my ships have taken target locks, so that card is now mine. Shoot Sovereign first, so I've got 3 dice with the Sovereign using the dorsal array. That will convert to a double. I'll re-roll that one. Coming in. For another hit, so that's 4 hits. Onto the shields. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got the funniest feeling I'm about to see the sphere come out. So I'll take one of those off because I have 7 dice to attack with the Masashi. And then we will re-roll the blanks and the battle stations. So let's re-roll those. So that's 1 blank. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. And say hello to his little friend. Comes on the board, makes an immediate attack. It doesn't actually say on the sheet what it attacks with. I imagine it attacks with its primary weapon value of 6. Closest ship in this circumstance for the 6 dice is going to be the Sovereign. So let's roll the 6 dice for them. I'll take a second dice and roll that as well. Okay, so nothing. So it's 1, 2, 3. So it's 4. That's 5 shields for the Sovereign. Ooh, ouch. Put 2 back. Ooh, that's not very nice, is it? And finally, the little Sutherland is going to roll 4 dice at the cube. That's 1 there. I'll move that out of the way. I'll re-roll them 3 with the target lock for an extra 2 hits. That's 3 hits in total. So it's 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Looking good now. So I've already managed to keep a couple of cards back. Let me just check the sheet. So 2 cards, it takes damage. 3 cards, it can't attack. So, obviously you can spend these at any time pretty much, but I imagine, well, it doesn't say anything, but I imagine you can only spend them during the planning phase. So, there's another attack card spent. Let's flip over the next one. So, let me just click done on all these a second. He's going to do the same maneuver again. And he's going to do a 1 straight. And he's going to do a 1 left. Like so. Okay, so the weapon is Cube 384 has a primary weapon value of 8 and deals no damage when it attacks. Instead, the cube repairs 1 damage to its shields or hull for each damage that it would have dealt. So it'll roll 8 dice, and if it scores 6 hits, then it will gain 6 of its hull stroke shields back. Objective cards. Ships roll +1 attack dice when attacking. Nice. You've got to deal at least 10 damage to the cube this turn. Shouldn't be a problem. So let's engage. Oh, hang on. Before I engage the other one, or the other ones, I should say, let me just move the sphere. Awesome. Let me just move that out of the way for a minute. And then I'm going to drag these up a little bit. There we go. So then I'm going to go doot. And then I'm going to snoop to there. That's not good. That's really, really not good. That's caused a bump. Okay, so I don't get to take any actions at all this turn, which means that I have shot myself in the foot because Hayes will not use his ability either this turn with the Sovereign. So Masashi can take a battle station as per standard. I'm just going to collect these up a second because they are no longer on there anymore. I've done a 1 forward with that one. So he's going to take a battle station, his other action as well. So first of all, Picard has got 1 with Denatra, 1 with the Masashi, 1 with range, and 1 with the card's ability. So he's actually on 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's not a major thing. This is going to be 9 dice into the sphere. And he doesn't have a battle station, so that isn't the best. But still causes 5 damage to the sphere, which I believe is the shield's gone. It is, so it's only got 7 hull left. Next up is going to be Masashi taking a shot at the cube. Masashi is missing Hayes this turn now, so it's only got 5 plus the 1 is 6 plus the range is 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. So let me take those 2 out. Give it a good roll. And I'll convert that one. That's left me 1 blank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 2 there is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've just realised I haven't actually been giving him 1 hull back every turn. Not that it matters, but it's all good. He'll take a shot in a minute anyway, the cube, so he's going to get some back. I'll use the Sutherland now for 4, so I'll just use these 4 here. So that's not good. So that is 2 more. On the plus note, that is 2 more damage. on the not so plus note, it's 1 damage less than I needed to do. So that has left me in a slightly sticky predicament, as if I'd put those two on. I lost that card, so I cannot choose a straight maneuver during the next planning phase. That's not too much of a bad thing, I suppose. Okay, so what I'll do then is we'll go done, 1, done. Done. Yeah, it's not quite what I wanted, but that's fine. I should do okay. I'll do that. Is it 2 cards for 10 damage? It is 2 cards for 10 damage. That's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to... do a 1 green to the right. So, before I forget... That'll do. Put that there. And then I'm going to go to there, to there, and to there. Oops, that's overlapped, but that's fine. I'm just going to do that. I'll lose my action again. I was expecting to, so I'm not really worried all that much. So that one got that and one of those as its action. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to give him a battle station. Is that the Sutherlands? It is. I'm going to give him a target lock instead. Musashi can also take a target lock, because I'm going to be firing awkwardly here. So Sovereign's going to plough into there first, but I think Denatra is out of range. Yes, she is quite a bit actually. So Denatra is not going to give the Sovereign the additional backup it required. Oh, before I forget, before we go any further, because I have forgotten, because I haven't even done the cards. I need to do an attack onto the Musashi with 8 dice. So we just get an extra dice. Uh, 2, 3, 4. Because obviously crits count to me as normal, so it'll be 1, 2, 3. So it gets 4 hull back. One, 2, 3, 4. That's fine. So their next attack card now states that the cube 384 has a primary attack value of 5 and attacks all ships regardless of range. Joyful. And then it will not attack next turn, and then you remove this card from the game. So that's fine. It can attack all my ships, but it won't get to shoot next turn, so that's fine. Ships must disable their captain cards if able. Ships must deal damage to cube. It doesn't say how much, but it just says deal damage. As long as deal at least 1 damage, I'm fine. And then the repercussions are going to go on as normal. I'm going to spend my 2 cards to cause 10 damage to the cube. Right here, right now. And then I'm going to start my shooting phase for this turn. So the Borg there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I just move these 3 out the way and put 1 back actually, so I get 1 for range. So that's 6. into the cube, into the sphere. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 7, so he's got 3 left. Okay. Masashi for 3 dice. 1, 2, 3. I'll spend my target lock to reroll that one. Perfect. So that's 4 more hits to the cube. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to fire 4 dice at it. Sorry, it's not. It's 5 dice at it with the Sutherland. I'm going to re-roll that one anyway. That is 6 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 damage is enough to destroy, literally destroy the cube. It's gone. I'm not going to move it though because the Sutherland's on top of it. But that is the end of the turn. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to slow the maneuver down and do a 1. I'm going to try and do some sort of big swing just in case there. And then I'm going to green 1 the Sutherland again. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go, oh, hang on, I haven't fired with him. So 6 dice into the Sovereign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 2 shields gone. This could just be enough to remove the Sovereign from the game if one of these cards goes the wrong way. We've got a Jostled Navigator and a Structural Damage. So reduce the agility value by 1. So it's only got 1 green dice, not 2. And then whenever the ship executes a move that causes to overlap or whatever an obstacle, I suffer 1 damage. But I'm not worried about that, as you'll see in a second. So moving the ship forward, like so. Let's move that out the way. I'll go engage. Oh dear. Yeah, that kind of bumped. Wasn't supposed to, but it did. Okay, that's fine. Masashi then is going to just try and swing around. And that'll do there. Masashi will not really worry too much from over there, so I'll just give it a battle station. And then the other Sovereign is going to just jump to there, which is nice. He'll take Haze as a free action. I'm not going to Picard for the action. Or should I? Because it is a battle station. Will I be better off with a target lock? It's got three hull left. No, I won't. I'll leave. I'll go with a target lock on the sphere, and I get to shoot it first, which is nice. So I got 5 dice normally. I get 1 for range, 2 for haze. I'm going to give it a big roll. And I'm just going to watch my dice float in the air. And then when it comes down to earth, it's like that. So I'm going to take all the blanks and the battle stations out. And I'm going to re-roll with the target lock. I've got enough there to kill it anyway. It's only got 3 hull left, and I've just scored 6 hits there. But I want a little bit extra. So that's only 1 extra hit, but there's 7. And it's gone. It's fine. And, hang on. I forgot I locked it in place, didn't I? and that's gone as well. So once again, the Federation have stopped the Borg from destroying Earth. Once again, even though I got it even more right this time, but not quite still 100% right, I did manage to make one small cock up there, which was the fact that I forgot to regenerate one shield per turn. So technically it would probably have had one more turn in it. And then I would have probably killed it after that then. But because it's me and it's all good, I'm happy with that little victory. And I'm going to leave it there, guys. So, as usual, thanks for watching, and I hope you found it slightly interesting. Pop in, give me a like, subscribe, and a follow on Twitch if you're watching on Twitch. Or if you're not watching on Twitch and this is the rerun on YouTube, hey, you get to see my face. But just drop and give me a subscribe and a like if you can, guys. The more likes and subscribes that I get from you lot, the better off my videos are going to be. But once again, I'll leave it there for now, guys, and thanks very much for watching. Live long and prosper.